Hello everyone, this is just going to be a video to hopefully walk you through how to begin researching for Project 3, again by using the Wake Tech Library databases. Don't forget that, even in my own experience, librarians have been an invaluable resource for help. There's, of course, the Contact the Libraries tab that I've linked you to on our page, but there's also the Ask a Wake Tech Librarian chat box. If you're stuck, you can actually chat a librarian in real time, let them know your topic, and ask for advice on how to find sources. So what I'm going to advise is probably starting in a database, unless you have a really focalized topic to one discipline. So for instance, maybe if you had a healthcare related topic, you could start in one of the health, medical, and nursing databases. But what I normally do is click on the General Multidisciplinary tab, and then I click on ProQuest Central. As always, if you are off campus, it'll probably make you sign in. You might have to put your info in again. And what you're going to do is kind of hopefully begin with tentative, maybe 2 to 3 topics, and you want to search those to see how they work. So I'm going to go ahead and click full text and peer reviewed because you need to do that. Make sure that your texts are both full text and peer reviewed. And I'm going to make up a topic, a potential topic that could be good for Project 3. So maybe social media and mental health, for instance. That's a pretty good topic because I think people could really reasonably disagree with it. Obviously, social media is huge, so there's going to be recent scholarly research available. So instead of typing a full question, like something like, does social media make people anxious? You need to use short phrases and connect them. So I'm going to use social media and in all caps. And then since the focus is mental health, I might get even more specific. So I might think about specific mental health problems that result in my own knowledge from social media. So I might say and depression and anxiety. And then I'm going to go ahead and click enter to see what pops up. And what you're going to then do is actually narrow down your searches, because what you'll see is you might get a lot of results. 186,000 is a ton. You do have to have recent sources published within the last 3 years. So that, of course, helps you. So there's going to be filters on the side of the page, the left-hand side of the page. We've already checked full text peer reviewed. Our next step is we have to click scholarly journals. So you're going to disregard all these other outlets. They are credible, but just not for this assignment. We need sources that are rooted in research. Then what you're going to do is enter the date range. And this is where things will get a little bit easier because you won't have quite such a plethora. So I'm going to put just the last 3 years and then click update, and the numbers should go down quite a bit, right? So we see it almost got cut in half. As you scan the results, don't just choose an article automatically. That's something else I'll say. Read the title. Of course, you can always read the abstract. That's a good thing to look at. Click the full text PDF file because that's what's going to give you the most accessible version of the piece. Another point would be just remember the key takeaway of any article is going to be found in the end of it. So sometimes it'll be called a discussion and conclusion section. Sometimes it'll be called something like this, results. But that's another good place other than the abstract to see what conclusion the authors ultimately came to and whether or not it's something you think you could actually use. So you want to be asking yourself every time you find an article, does this help me prove one of my points, one of my 3 points? Could I use it instead for a counter argument? Are the statistics useful? Are the expert opinions useful? And if it does look useful, say it's something you say, wow, I really want to work with, it's super easy to lose stuff. I do it quite often if I don't click this download PDF button. So when you click download PDF, what that will do is it'll actually download it onto your device so that it's saved, right? And you can save it as whatever you choose, but it just gives you kind of a chance to actually have it, at your disposal outside of the database, which I think is important. So remember that your sources also should support your argument. They're not meant to replace your own thinking. Your job here is going to be to make a clear claim, but use these scholarly articles as evidence. And of course, explain why that evidence makes your position more convincing. If you've got any questions along the way, I'm here, tutors are here, and also please remember the librarians are here. We are happy to help.